Nearly 80 Democratic lawmakers signed an open letter to President Biden urging him to reverse new restrictions on who can seek asylum at the border. Earlier this month, the administration announced a policy to expand Title 42 restrictions. It calls for removing asylum seekers from Cuba, Nicaragua, Haiti, and Venezuela who illegally cross the border, making them subject to a 5-year ban on re-entering the country. Texas Congressman Greg Casar said the new restrictions add to the danger facing people seeking asylum.
We're already getting reports from my community and other communities in Texas that it's resulting in fewer people coming through the orderly process of seeking asylum at the port of entry. But those folks that are fleeing disaster, that are spending night after night on the top of trains, crossing hundreds or thousands of miles, fleeing for their lives, will now be forced to risk drowning in the river, to risk crossing the desert, or to get in the back of a tractor trailer. It will not solve the humanitarian crisis.
Casar and other lawmakers are asking the president to expand legal pathways for migrants and refugees to enter the U.S. The administration defends its policy, noting that it also expanded options for some asylum seekers to stay in the country and get work permits. That expansion applies to people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela who pass background checks. But the policy led to a legal challenge from Republicans. Texas and 19 other Republican-led states just sued the Biden administration over the plan. Meanwhile, GOP lawmakers are calling for tougher action at the border to stop drugs and human trafficking.
It's a lie when administration officials claim that they have operational control of our southern border. Mexican drug cartels have control of our southern border. And with that control, they move lethal drugs, terrified human cargo, and commit crimes wherever and whenever they are.
Texas Congressman Chip Roy has called for the administration to detain asylum seekers until their case is handled in court. That could take years. Roy told Fox News he would use debt ceiling negotiations as leverage to push his border security bill through Congress. President Biden has said that he will not negotiate over raising the debt ceiling. He said that puts the country at risk of defaulting on its debt, which could lead to major economic problems, including layoffs and losing government services for veterans and seniors. But Republicans say it's important to negotiate how to raise the limit to control the country's debt problem.
And so I'm going to urge the members of the press, as this fight plays out, report it accurately. The rules of the Republican conference provide not that we will never raise the debt ceiling. It is not my position that we will never raise the debt ceiling. Rather, what the rules say is we will use the debt ceiling as leverage to force real and meaningful structural reforms to fix the underlying problem. It doesn't have to be a total solution for everything, but it has to be real and meaningful progress.
Senator Cruz said he believes the risk of default is being overstated by the administration. He said revenue that comes in each month exceeds the interest payments that are owed, which would let the U.S. avoid default even if debt ceiling negotiations drag out. Critics of that view point to fallout from the debt ceiling standoff in 2011. That triggered a downgrade of the country's credit rating, which made it more expensive for the government to borrow money. Thank you again for joining us for State of Texas. I'm Josh Hinkle. We'll be back next week to bring you an in-depth look at Texas politics.